Kallmann syndrome and congenital hypogonadotropic hypogonadism are rare conditions, but there are a series of information sites on the internet where you can get more information about the conditions. And this sheet here is a list of websites and YouTube videos where people can get more information on Kallmann syndrome. The first one is a WordPress blog site on Kallmann syndrome. There's also a information site produced by a patient at delayedpuberty.com, just got some basic information on Kallmann syndrome. There's the Wikipedia page on Kallmann syndrome, which is updated fairly frequently. On YouTube, there's a channel dedicated to Kallmann syndrome where there's now over 50 videos on Kallmann syndrome, either produced by patients or produced by companies and people making educational videos on puberty and endocrinology conditions. Next, there's a series of free videos that I produced with Dr. Andrew Dwyer at Boston College, where we talk about Kallmann syndrome and I ask some frequently asked questions on Kallmann syndrome. So there's 3 videos there on various questions. There's also a booklet written by one of my friends about 20 years ago now called Understanding Kallmann syndrome. And this Adobe PDF booklet is a very good way of introducing Kallmann syndrome to other people. It's very well produced with some very good diagrams. The genetics inside is a little out of date now because it was written over 20 years ago, but it's still a very good source of information. We have pages on Facebook. There's a Facebook information page with just basic information. And we also have at least four Facebook patient groups, and they're set at different security or privacy settings. There's one secret group, 2 private groups, and 1 open group, where you can talk to and meet other patients around the world with the condition. There's also a separate Facebook group for parents with children with Kallmann syndrome, and they could be found using the links. Also, NORD is a National Organization of Rare Diseases based in America. They have a website with information on Kallmann syndrome. There's a link there. Also, the National Institutes for Health, the Genetics Home Reference Library, also based in America. They have a information page on Kallmann syndrome. There's a link there as well. There's also a medical paper published in 2015 by a European Consortium of Kallmann syndrome experts and researchers, with a little bit of help from patients as well, which they've developed a consensus guidelines for the diagnosis and treatment of Kallmann syndrome and CHH. It's a very thorough paper, or an interesting paper, but it's useful for both patients and doctors alike to get more information on Kallmann syndrome. And last, there's a link there to the Rare Connect Kallmann syndrome page. And Rare Connect is a European group for rare disorders, a similar sort of group to NORD, which is the American group. This is my current form of medication. It's Testim gel. It's 50 milligrams per sachet. It's daily application, and it seems to give me reasonably good levels of testosterone throughout the day. This is Nebido. I used to take this before I took the gel. It's a different form of testosterone which is taken intramuscularly, and you normally take it between every 10 to 12 weeks. I took it every 10 weeks, and I found to have very good levels for those 10 weeks, and it's quite convenient having a longer injection period. It's available in other countries under different names. It's available in, I think, Australia and some parts of Asia as Reandron, and it's available in slightly smaller volume in America under the name of Aveed. These are my blood test results from March this year. The first section is the full blood count results, and they are quite normal. Below that are the hormone level results, and they're the ones which are abnormal in Kallmann syndrome. The LH and FSH levels, these are the hormones produced by the pituitary gland, so in my case both of them are very low, which is a sign of Kallmann syndrome, and these two have been low all my life. The testosterone result there is also a little bit low, 2.6, so after this result the doctor we increased the dose of the medication I was on, so now my testosterone level is more like 10 to 11 nanomoles per litre,